I have never been the kind of person that is good with money. I'm not a math person, and I only recently fell in love with spreadsheets. I wasn't raised with any kind of financial literacy, and for a long time, my financial life looked exactly as you would expect. It was a complete mess. I want to tell you the story about how I fixed my money without becoming good with money or getting a job that made a lot of money, because what actually changed my life has very little to do with numbers. If you're here because you feel behind or overwhelmed, or maybe you're a little bit ashamed about where you are financially, I want you to hear this first. This video is not about being more strict with your money. This video is not about not enjoying your life, and this video is definitely not about becoming a different person. This video is about deciding on purpose. I wrote a short guide about this called Decide Once. It's about how you can stop renegotiating with yourself every single day and start building something that works even when you're tired. Let me introduce you to 18-year-old Leanne. I had recently moved 1,600 miles away from my home to attend a very expensive private university. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I didn't know how expensive it was. I took out a ton of student loans and graduated with so much debt. And then I got a job working in ministry and wasn't making much. At one point, I canceled my health insurance so that I could pay my car insurance. Not because I was reckless, but because I was drowning and I didn't know what to do. I was working constantly. I was exhausted. I felt really dumb. I was making just enough money to stay stuck in that. And then one day, I didn't have any more money in my bank account. I have overdrawn my bank account. I had maxed out all of my credit cards, and it was Friday evening. And I knew that there was nothing that I was going to be able to do over the weekend to get money. And so I had a whole weekend where I couldn't get gas, where I couldn't buy food, where I couldn't do anything. And it was so scary. And that is the moment that changed everything. I knew that I had to make different decisions around my money. For a long time, I thought I had an income problem or a discipline problem or a motivation problem. To some extent, maybe I did, but really what I had was a decision problem. Everything in my life was reactive. Everything happened to me. Bills showed up and I panicked. Expenses happened and I would stress. Life happened and I would scramble. I had no plan. There was no structure. No decisions were made in advance. It all just happened to me. So I started doing something that was really not glamorous. I started writing down where my money was going, not for some perfect future month, but for the actual month I was in. Every dollar that came in and every dollar that went out. And I have done that every month since. And when I met my husband and we started dating, I had him do that too. So he paid off his credit cards and his car, and we both were working on our own debt. And when we got married, we only had student loan debt left. $116,000 worth of student loan debt. But we did it. We paid it off by 2012. And this is not because we were extreme or because we made a whole lot of money. It's not because we were perfect. It's because we were consistent. And it's because we made the decision once. If any extra money came in, we knew exactly what to do with it because we had already made the decision. Since paying off our debt, we were able to pay cash for an adoption. We've only bought cars with cash, and we only have our mortgage. Have there been hard seasons? Absolutely. But we've been able to get through them because we decided once. We once owned 2 houses for about 18 months because we didn't sell one and we made some poor choices in that season. We've moved so much. We've had really tight seasons. We still only have 1 vehicle. We don't eat out much and we save where we can. It's not been easy. But here's the part that matters. I never became good with money. I built a system that made good decisions easier than bad decisions, and I stopped deciding every single day. That's exactly what I describe in Decide Once. You can download it using the link below. It's not about willpower, it's about structure. And here's the thing, this is not about money. This is about how I ride my bike. This is about how I handle my time. This is about how I handle my work. I don't wake up and debate my life every day. I built it so that I don't have to do that. I decide once. This is the whole idea behind Decide Once. It's a short, simple guide to help you figure out what's actually worth deciding and how to stop reopening the same debates that exhaust you in your head every day. You can get it at simplifywithleanne.com. If you're struggling with money, it's not because you're bad. It may be because you're tired or because you've been living retroactively instead of proactively. And maybe no one gave you any structure that actually worked for your actual life. I know I've been there. You don't need to be good with money. You need fewer decisions and you need things more settled in your life. You need a life that runs on momentum instead of emergencies. If you want help building that kind of structure, go get Decide Once. You can find it in the link below. It's free, and it'll help you think through what you should stop negotiating in your own life. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the real root of all of this, because most people don't have a time problem or a money problem. They have a priorities problem. Watch that one next.